Everybody loves dynamic sway reduction, and for a good reason. The perk lists that it improves accuracy and stability while continuously holding down the trigger. It sounds like a good perk on paper. It looks like a top tier perk for auto rifles and SMGs, and I'm gonna leave out heavy weapons for this because I mainly want to focus on prime areas. But why is dynamic sway reduction a bad perk? Well, it actually takes 1 second to activate the perk. It takes 1 second to activate dynamic sway reduction, and that doesn't seem like a problem until you realize that all autos and SMGs take less than a second to kill. So now we're gonna look at auto rifles for a minute. So dynamic sway reduction actually seems like a top tier perk for auto rifles. But like I said, it takes a second to activate dynamic sway reduction, and looking at these TTKs, it's really not that good. And yes, you could keep shooting your auto rifle to activate dynamic sway reduction, but most players would hide behind cover, unless you're a brain dead ape like me. And now the final gun we're going to be talking about are SMGs. Dynamic sway reduction is the worst possible perk available for SMGs, period. That is not my opinion. The SMG gods say it's a bad perk. You do not need stability on an SMG, even on controller, by the way. More info on that on Cool Cheese's YouTube channel. I'll link it down below. Anyways, back to the dynamic sway reduction thing. So both 750s and 900s have a 0.67 TTK, making it a dead perk. And like I said, it takes 1 second to activate the perk. But what about 600 precisions? Precision frames have a 0.8 TTK, only having to hit 7 crits and 2 bodies. But you have to remember that kill clip exists. And kill clip brings the TTK to a 0.67, making it a terrible synergy with each other. So dynamic sway reduction is a good perk. Don't get me wrong. It's just not as good as people say it is. So that is it, really. So I hope to God I changed your mind about dynamic sway reduction. It's a fine perk for autos, but it is just a dead perk on SMGs. Most of the effects you get from dynamic sway reduction is just placebo, really. Just a placebo effect, and just you having a good shot. Good job. And if that doesn't convince you still, I want you to tell the difference between a cold torrent with and without dynamic sway reduction. And for me, there's no difference. And if that doesn't convince you still, I don't know what to say. You just have a smoother brain than me. Well, that's it for the video, and I hope you enjoyed my video, and stay smooth.